In this meditation, we're going to clear away judgment so that we can open ourselves up to the light within. Let's look at our judgment. Judgment can be denial, avoidance, distraction, oblivion. When we are judging, we lack compassion, and judgment can stun our growth. It can block us from receiving intuitive guidance. It can block us from moving forward. And it can block us from loving ourselves and creating a home on earth for ourselves. So there are many reasons why we have judgment. We can think of judgment as we've been conditioned to judge ourselves in the mere reflection of how our mother and father judge themselves, how our caretakers as a child judge themselves, what we saw as a child, either on television or at church, the playground. We were conditioned to carry a self-judgment, a criticism. We also can carry judgment from feeling as though we don't belong, that there's something wrong with us, that we're different, we're not meant to be different. Judgment can come from isolation, where we feel unsafe, as though the world is discouraging, disruptive, interfering with our authentic self. Judgment can be from shame. Maybe we were reactive, impulsive, and said or did something that was not compassionate, and we have shame. Or maybe we were shamed from caretakers as a child, from our mother or father, and that shame from others has caused us to hide our authentic self, feeling unsafe, feeling unsupported, uncared for, unnurtured. Overall, judgment comes from feeling uncared for, unnourished, unnurtured. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our judgment into compassion. Compassion is responsibility. Responsibility for our feelings, responsibility for our mood, for our actions, for our attitude, responsibility for the choices we've made, the choices that we will make. Compassion is recognizing that we have a wonderful and beautiful life experience on this planet that we are destined to have. Compassion is understanding that everyone on this planet has their own life to lead with their own challenges, lessons, and mastery that's unique to themselves. Compassion is nurturing ourselves by loving every aspect of ourselves that we place in oblivion, either through avoidance, denial, distraction. We love all of those parts of ourselves, because the more that we love those parts of ourselves, the more that we can love those parts of humanity. And instead of demonize people for having those aspects, we can care for those people, help them to love those aspects so that they can move towards harmony with themselves instead of avoidance, denial, distraction, oblivion that leads to no growth, that leads to no harmony, that leads to only stagnation. So when we are compassionate, we are wanting humanity to move beyond the cave dwellers, to move out of the stagnancy, out of the fear that leaves us blocked and unavailable to the intuition that wants to guide us, or to the spirit guides, to the angels that want to nurture, care, and nourish us, so that we can begin establishing and creating our home on earth, our sacred temple, our sanctuary, our haven. So what we're going to do is we're going to relax. We're going to lay down on our back, and we're going to receive my voice as a guide. As you follow my voice, you drop deeper into your body. Focus on the soles of your feet, moving all the way up to the crown of your head. And imagine yourself as a tree. The soles of your feet, there are roots that rooting you deep into the earth. And at the crown of your head, you have branches that are extending towards the sunlight, the moonlight. You feel, sense the circulation of your blood. You feel your organs, your tissue, your muscle, your bone. You feel your spinal fluid moving up and down the spine. You feel the glandular system, your nervous system. You feel your lymphatic system, your sciatic nerve connected to your brain, moving throughout your body, very much like veins in a tree. And you are quietly saying to the many parts of yourself, I love you, I love you, I love you. Scan your body from the soles of your feet all the way to the crown of your head. And as you move up and through, I love you. I love you. I love you hips. I love you knees. I love you ankles. I love you kidneys. I love you liver. I love you large and small intestines. I love you spine. I love you adrenals. I love you pancreas. I love you lungs. I love you rib cage. I love you heart. I love you shoulders. I love you neck. I love you arms. I love you elbow. I love you wrists. I love you skull. I love you brain. I love you eyes. I love you nose. I love you mouth. I love you ears. I love you. I love every part of you. Every part of you. So you can continue to give love to each of the body parts. And if you feel a little bit uncomfortable in certain areas, that simply means that those areas you may hold judgment. So just put your observation, your awareness on that area and relieve the tension that is judgment by continuing to recite, I love you, I love you. For example, if you say I love you to your reproductive system, and let's say you experienced a trauma in your life that made you feel unsafe, insecure. You may feel judgment. You may judge your environment. You may judge yourself. For being insecure or destructive, unproductive. You may judge yourself for an inability to feel a home in your life, to have a shelter. You can recite, I love you, I love you. So just continue to go through each of your muscles, your tissues, your bone, your organs, your skin, your cells, your blood, the water that moves through your body, the lifeline energy, the soul energy that moves through the body. I love you. Now, relax into your heart. Focus the awareness on your heart. Imagine the heart as the biggest electromagnetic pulsation of your entire body. Feel its surge of energy. It is a powerhouse. And focus your attention on the powerhouse that is your soft pink lotus flower that is the heart, with deep green petals, very much like lily pads. And imagine this lotus flower very peaceful in a still lake that is your heart, that is your emotional body, the emotions that move through you. This lotus flower is still, is quiet, is contemplative, is peaceful on this still lake that is at the heart. Focus on that lotus flower and imagine there are 108 lotus petals. Imagine them soft pink, dark green. Imagine the stem moves through your heart, goes into your body, and like roots, the stem reaches all across your body, everywhere, all the way down to the soles of your feet. Now, imagine inside this lotus flower that you are traveling inside the lotus flower, as though you are an insect, a very small insect traveling inside the lotus flower. It expands to be a room, and inside this room you meet a child that is you, around 5. When you see this child in this room, this bright, colorful room, soft pink and deep green, you face the child that is you at age 5. And you say to this child that is you at age 5, I allow you to express yourself through this embodiment that is I. I allow you to express yourself through this embodiment that is I. I allow you to express yourself through this embodiment that is I. We're giving permission. We're giving allowance. We're allowing this child to experience emotion, to be different, to be authentic, to be joyful, to be silly, to be goofy, to be what is real and what is true for them. Now, imagine this child at 18, the child that is you. I allow you to be a unique person, to be different, to stand out, to stand up, to be empowered. Now, focus on the age you are now, so you're meeting yourself. And ask yourself, how is judgment stunning my growth? And let yourself answer the question, how is judgment stunning my growth? You will have an answer. Your spirit is always willing to communicate to you. And when you have your answer, hold it close to your heart. Judgment. What can I do to be more compassionate in my life? Your spirit will answer. Now ask the question, judgment. Do I experience more joy when I'm compassionate? You will find your answer now. You'll feel it in the sensations that pass through your body, the images you receive. The clarity you have, the thoughts, the feelings, the memories. Now we're going to send judgment into the light of our authenticity, for judgment to become authenticity. Imagine there is an open doorway, and within that doorway is this light. It's blazing. It's so soothing, graceful, and respectful. And imagine the little girl or little boy that's age 5, that is us. Imagine the 18-year-old girl or boy, that is us, walking into the blazing light, the doorway, disappearing into, we can imagine, a white flame. We are giving our childhood judgment and our young adulthood judgment to the white flame of total compassion. Our childhood is a childhood of embracing what is natural for us to be. Our young adulthood is accepting we are unique, different, and the person we are today is an open channel. And the letting go of heavy judgment, we're able to open our life to receive greater joy, fulfillment, and healing. A healing that can help us be more understanding, grateful, strong, resilient, and clear-headed. So when you're ready, you can rise very much like a tree. When you open your eyes, imagine that there is a sprout, like a bud, coming out of the soil. This is your light. This is your growth coming out of the soil and allowing your sprout, your plant, to grow naturally to what is joyful to be, compassionate, accepting and able to let things go. So that you can experience greater feelings of wholeness in your life, confidence, mastery, and a victory expression that is uniquely your own. So in opening your eyes, you sprout out of the soil towards the sun, towards the moonlight. You are awakening, you are growing, you are alive.